Fullspectrumrc here, guys. Today I'm going to be doing a little soldering tutorial. I have a bunch of these 45 amp multi-star ESCs that I've got to solder. So I figure I'll go through the basics today. Starting with soldering irons in particular. You're going to see a lot of different ones all over the place. I have 3 different ones actually just here in my possession, so I'll show you. One of these here I've got for electronics normally, like circuit boards and stuff like that. This is actually a 25 watt. Yeah, this is from Home Depot. It's not that great. I don't even really like it, but for really fine jobs, it works. It does the job. Moving up, I've got my, what is this? 60 watt one. Now this is the one I've been using for the last 2 years almost. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's done a lot of soldering. It works very well. I sometimes had issues with it not being able to heat up bigger connections or connectors as much as I'd like them to be, and well, my head's just about gone. I don't know if you guys can see there. I've grinded this thing down a whole bunch of times and I've already eaten up my other head. And now I have my Big Bertha 150 watt huge, big, enormous soldering iron. I got it off eBay. It's pretty awesome. It works very quickly. It heats up very quick. I don't know how long it's going to stay good. I've been trying to take care of the tip. It's no good for any kind of fine work, but I'm doing really big connectors today. I don't know if you can see these. Scale. Here's an EC5 next to it. They're even bigger than that. Overdoing it for these. And I'm actually dropping it down to something quite small on the ends anyways for my motors. But I don't think it's going to really matter. The ESC is only going to be pumping out whatever the 490 kV motors are going to be asking for. In any case, so there's a few really key components to soldering. I'm going to start off right away. Sponge. This here is your best friend. It's going to make your tips last longer. It's going to make your soldering job better, and you pretty much absolutely need one. As you can see, my soldering tip here, it's been through a lot already, but it's very clean. I've learned to take care of my tips. Another thing you're going to find invaluable, flux. I get this stuff at Home Depot. I'm kind of biased. I do work there, so I use this stuff all the time. This is the stuff I get. It comes with some pretty good solder, silver bearing. Flux will help your solder wick into the things that you're working on. It'll also help heat up your workpiece quicker. And get rid of oxidation on any of your parts. A trick I've learned over time for this kind of stuff is I could spend $15 and get myself a pair of helping hands, or I could get a scrap piece of wood and drill some holes in it, and it'll do essentially the exact same thing. So I've got everything I need there. Boom. I can heat up my piece. Everything's just in there fairly solid. Actually, as you can see, bam, I can move it. Nothing's going to catch on fire. This is an old piece of wood. I've used it a whole bunch of times and I've heated it up quite a bit. Your point of contact isn't enough to really be anything of concern. So I think I'll just go ahead and solder a connection for you. I'll show you with this one here. Always make sure to clean off your ends really well. I just cut off the old connectors just now. I've got these beautiful wire strippers. If you can afford them, get them. These things will save you a headache. They're nice and quick and easy. Tells you exactly which one you're going on. Click, click. How much it is. Pulls it. No problems. I got it on sale at Home Depot. Surprise! So here's what I'm gonna do. Things that I've learned to do over time is work with what you have. So this is my helping hands right now. A little piece of steel that I bent up to do this stuff with. So I'm going to put a little bit of flux. I just jam a bit in the corner here. I've got a little brush and different things I use. Here I'm going to just dip that. Drop a little bit of solder right on there. And then got some flux all melted onto everything. Nice and brand new solder right there. Bam. And dip a little bit of flux on there. More there. Okay, so there's one there. Now, I've just pre-tinned my wires. That's another key step. Always pre-tin. If you don't, well, you're going to just run into problems. So, I'm going to, as you can see, I've got a little, zoom out here. Got a little ball of flux here. What I'll do is I'll wipe a little bit of flux on it. A little bit of flux on it. A lot of the time when you do soldering, your connectors are going to be really big, so you're not going to be able to get your shrink tube over the end after the fact. I'm not really worried about it right now because I've got a whole pile of this stuff that'll go over, around, and whatever I need. I can paint it on if I really need to. So I'm just going to go ahead and solder without even really worrying about it. This is a good time. Pretty much between each solder joint, you're going to want to clean this. I should be wearing goggles, to be honest with you. So, full disclosure, you should be too. So, here we go. I like to put a little bit of solder on the tip. It gives a good heat transfer. So we'll go. You always want to make sure everything's really, really hot, and all your solder on the wire and on the connector is totally melted and all heated up together. There we go. As you can see, that's on there. Perfect. That is, as far as I can tell, a good solder joint. So I heat this one up. Maybe get a little bit more flux on there. There we go. That's it. Wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. Let that go off and cool off to the side, and move on to the next one. You gotta be careful sometimes because the solder will fly off of this tip or spray around. Even a recommended technique is to kind of tap your wire to get some of that flux off, or extra solder off. And the flux sometimes will kind of explode out on you